Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Well, today we're going to check out a new inverter. Got an email the other day from somebody that wanted me to check out an inverter for them. They're going to try to market here and on Amazon. And I said, sure, I'd be interested in checking her out. So, let's see what we got. Okay, so we got a box in a box. It's 12 volt, 2000 watt, from what I understand. Pure sine wave. Looks like we got some good packing. Okay, we got some cables, got a little bag of goodies here. Got some mounting hardware. Got a little owner's manual, user's manual. Of course, a couple pages of safety stuff. Excellent surge rating, 2 times the power rating. Built-in USB port. Got indicator light descriptions. We'll check all that out. Got some fault codes, so apparently it'll show you fault codes if you do run into a problem. Okay, product parameters. Okay, the SPSW 12 volt, 110 volt, 2000 watt, which is what we have here, I do believe. 12 volt input, 210 amps, maximum efficiency 92%, rated power 2000 watts, AC voltage 220/110. Now that covers all of them. 50-60 cycles, pure sine wave. Battery low alarm at 10.5. Battery low recovery 11. Battery low shutdown 10. Battery high shutdown 15.5. Output short circuit protection. After the fault is eliminated, it can be rebooted. Overload protection 110%. 1 minute. Over temperature. Okay. That's just a quick look there. So, comes with some cables. Guess we'll try these out. They're definitely not aluminum because they're heavy. See what it says here. It's number 4. That's definitely not going to handle the 2000 watts. They are nice cables though. Just for the fun of it, we'll try them out. And then we'll put some real cables on it and try it too. You know, I don't know why they send inadequate cables with stuff. I mean, it's better than nothing, but come on. Got a little remote. Apparently that's inverter on, and there's a fault light. Pretty long cord. Okay, let's see what this burger looks like. Nice packaging. Okay, really nice looking unit. And that is metal. Here's a look at the front. We got two AC output plugs, on and off switch, USB, and a TPC, and a remote. So I guess, I don't know, I don't quite understand the terminology there, but we'll check it out. So we got indicator there for battery. Assume that means on, and that must be a fault. There's a ground screw right on the front of it. On the back, got a couple of pretty good sized fans. We got some nice terminal covers. Looks like we have to unscrew a nut that holds the cover on. And there's our positive connections. Look like they're brass coming out. So let's oh, okay. So I just accidentally popped off one of these. So there's a nice metal bottom, I guess you would say, and it has these nice little rubber protectors there. It's different. Haven't seen that on any other ones before. Like I say, nice looking unit. So let me get some battery cables hooked up. I'll hook up theirs to start us out, and we'll do a basic check, see how she goes. Okay, got it ready to put those cables on. Need a 10mm wrench, and so we're going to try it out with the cables that came with it. Nice and snug. Then these caps. This is the first one of these I've had experience with. It really seems to do a nice job. I mean, if this was someplace where it was exposed, does a really nice job of covering everything up. Oh yeah, you guys can't see that there. Now you can. All the way around. There's no metal shown. And these cables are hydraulically crimped. I mean, they're nice cables, but for this size inverter, I don't think they're adequate to carry the current. Not for any length of time. But at least you get something with it. A lot of inverters don't come with any cables, or they come with some crappy aluminum, copper clad aluminum cables, which you just want to pitch in the garbage, unless you know somebody you don't like, you want to give them to. Okay, so alright, so now we're going to get her hooked up to the battery. And what I've got battery wise is I've got two 100 amp lithium iron phosphate hooked in parallel. So we'll have 200 ampere hours available. And we're going to use a pre-charge resistor. so we don't upset the capacitors in there. And we shouldn't get a spark. Nope, no spark. Okay, so we got everything snugged up. Let's turn on the switch and see what we get. Okay, we got a fan on the startup. Oh good, I was hoping they weren't going to stay on. But it's nice that they test. Okay, so it looks like battery voltage. Not sure what that's switching there for. Guess I could look at the manual, huh? No fault codes. So let me go get something to plug in. Okay, got a little something to see how she's doing. So, got 110 volts. We haven't used 110 volts in the United States in years. It's been 120 and 125 for a long time. I don't know why they insist on making these 110. But, you know, it'll work, but I'd rather see 120, 125, somewhere thereabouts. And we've got 59.6 for hertz. And we do have a nice pure sine wave. And I did look at the manual, and this second one that it toggles to is for wattage. So I've got a little, yeah, it's around 250 watt little heater here. Let's plug it in and see what we get. Okay, so she fired up. So it's showing what, 228, 220. Pretty darn close. That's kind of nice, you know, to be able to know your load wattage. Let's see if the voltage, nope, stayed right at 110. So let's unplug it and watch the voltage. Nope, got good voltage regulation by the looks of it. Resistive load, of course, doesn't change the sine wave a bit. Nice and steady. Alright, we're looking good so far. So with a 244 watts, according to this, let's put the amp meter on it. See what we're drawing. So about 20.5 amps. So let's unplug everything. Let's see what it draws idle. 1.5 amps. I'm going to re-zero that. Yep, 1.5. Alright, so let's get some bigger loads and hook up to her and see how she does. Okay, I got a bigger heater here. Let's start out with something simple, resistive load. So we'll turn her right up on high. The fan comes on right away. So there's 1228 watts. See how we're doing amperage wise. 108 amps. See if our voltage is holding in our sine wave. Yep, sine wave looks good. I don't remember how to run this thing. I don't use it very often. I'll just turn it off and start over. So it's showing 109. So the fan's going to stay on, even though I took the load off. I'll fix it so we can watch our voltage here and plug in some more stuff. So I'm going to plug that other heater in. So we're up to 1400 and some watts. 1441, 129 amps. The cables are barely warm to the touch. I'm surprised actually. So I'm going to get some inductive loads and hook onto it. I'll be right back. Okay, I got a bunch of stuff. We should be able to load her up now. So I'll start out with this little heater. So there's 200 and some watts. I'm going to turn on, I got a little bench grinder over here. Well, it's a pretty good sized bench grinder. It is an inductive load, so it starts hard. So we're going to lay that in the mix running. It doesn't use much once it gets going, but it does use quite a bit to get started. So let's turn up the other heater. Okay, the fan just came on. We're up to 863. We're going under that. That beeping is my meter coming off, so I'm going to reset that. Draw 96 amps. Okay, we'll go another notch on the heater. So we're up to 1592, 142 amps. Another heat gun here we can throw in the mix. There, we're over 2,000. 2,122. Not a problem. 208 amps on the DC side. Not complaining a bit. Got one more notch on this heat gun we can go. Should overload it. $2,748. It is beeping with all the fans and motors running. You can't hear it probably. I thought it would probably shut down by now. There she goes. Did really good. Okay, so we'll turn all this stuff off. There, it's all off, I do believe. So apparently you have to turn the inverter off to reset it. Oh, and the fans do blow out the front. See if she fires back up. No problem. Right back at it. Sine wave looks good yet. So, boy, it seems to do pretty well. I mean, it held that over 2,000 watts for quite some time. So, gonna get it to run at around 2,000 watts, and we'll leave her go for a bit. See what we can get going here. There's a heater. There's another heater. So 14. There is 1,900 watts. Pretty close. I don't know if I can do. That's 2177. It's 1937. We'll leave it run for a while. I'll let you know how warm things get. We're drawing 181 amps. And you know what? Them cables are actually doing alright. I can't believe it. They're warm, but they're not, I mean, just barely warm. Well, maybe I was crowing about something I shouldn't have, huh? So, I'm going to let it run and I'll let you know how we make out. Now, it's been running for about 5 minutes. Never missed a beat. Not warm at all. The air coming out, I would say, it's not hot, just lukewarm. And the cables are just warm. We're still drawing 182 amps. shut the one off. We're down to what, 754 watts. Interesting to see how long the fans run. Give it just a minute here and see. It's on what, 64 amps? Yeah. Turn this down one more notch. About 500 watts. Take the little grate. Well, no, there it goes. Okay. Just as I went to reach for it, so about 500 watts, the fans went off. So that's nice. Alright, well, these cables just surprised the heck out of me. I mean, it does everything it's supposed to. It shuts down when it's overloaded, comes right back on, all the protection stuff works, sine wave looks great. Let's get her unhooked, and you know what we got to do next? We got to look at the innards, of course. So, I'll see you in a little bit. Yeah, we still got to check out the USB connection. So the inverter's turned off. See if it works. I got a little flashlight here. Rechargeable. Yeah, works with the yeah, can you see it? Yeah, this little light here. So it works with the switch off. Works with it on too. I think it's 5 volts, 3 amps. And I can't seem to find out what this is for. So, if anybody knows, let me know. Yeah, I forgot about the remote. So I got her plugged in. And you don't pronounce that. At least I don't. But that's the brand. You ought to be able to recognize it. So, the fans run for what, 15-20 seconds? This would be nice if you're going to put it in a camper or something. Which maybe is where this is going to go. Alright, I'll see you when we look at the innards. Okay, we got one more screw. There was 3 on each side, 1 on the back. They got them hid underneath here. That's a really thick sticker on there too. Okay, now we should be able to see. Okay, so we have a plastic guide for the air. Got some really tall transformers there. And a whole row of 40 amp fuses, which are soldered in. everything. And the ground connection is grounded to the case. Each one's got its own separate one going over. Got some really beefy, looks like brass connections on the input side, which is nice. All the connections look like they got the glue on them. Just looking to see if there was any kind of way to change the voltage at all. The only thing I see, there is a little jumper right here. I don't know what that might be for. See if it's got any kind of label on it. No. But we're not going to mess with it because, you know, it works fine. So, there's the innards. So, my conclusions are, this thing seems to be okay. And it did a lot of grumbling about them cables, but you know what? They actually just got fairly warm, and they were carrying, what, pretty close to 200 amps for quite some time. They seem to do excellent. So, overall, I'd say she's a pretty good little inverter. I really like these caps that go on here. This is the first inverter I've had with these style, like that. I like the fact that you got actual nuts on here, not them thumb screw thingies. I guess the only thing that I would complain about is I wish the voltage was like 120 or 125. But other than that, it's a nice looking unit. It seems sturdy. It's all metal construction. There isn't a lot of plastic stuff. And you know, the display is simple, but it gives you the information you need. Your battery voltage and your wattage. The output voltage stays constant, so you know, no change in that. So I think it seems like a pretty decent inverter. So if you want one, I'm going to leave a link down in the description. It'll be on Amazon. Say I don't get anything other than I got this free inverter. I'm not an affiliate or any of that stuff. I get nothing other than this inverter. So, and that way my reviews aren't affected by, you know, me trying to get something out of it by saying it's good. If it isn't good, I'll tell you. This one, some of my other inverters that, you know, I've modified things because, you know, they get hot or they don't work, or this one seems to work fine. So, if you enjoyed her, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Thanks for watching. Get this back together and find a use for it. See you next time.